how you sharpen those tools so you can use them on the
Oh,
side. You can point that out. And,
yes. Let's try it with this one because this one is new enough. It's just beginning to do that. So if you could spotlight my, thank you. Okay, see how I have sharpened this back like this? I've curved, I don't grind it back. I do that with it sharpening and eventually it gets back there and I like it better. I'm still using the old one until they get back like this. So that curve, what he's talking about for allowing it to work, it allows me to carve on the side like this and get up under his scarf right there. Or dig a hole. You know, if I need a hole, I can actually dig up in, I can drill up into a leg with my smaller one of these and fix a joint on a doll. It lets you in a place like this, sweep up and out the side, carve all these things, get up under, see I can get up under here, but I'm not snagging his eyebrow. So now there's a trick to that, and let me just draw something for you. I can't really talk without drawing. Find what I did. Here's a pencil. Okay. So here's your gouge when it's new. And here's the bevel on this. Now what I want to get rid of is that corner eventually so that I can use that curve back. So a lot of people decide to go ahead and grind it and curve it back, and they wind up with this. Just curved back.
Can you pull that down a little, please? You're out of frame.
Right there. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Okay, so they're right here, and they've still got this corner. Now this shape isn't bad, except that your sharp runs out right there. What you want is to bring your bevel right back with it. And then you've got that whole undercutting skew edge right there. And it just lets you do a whole lot of work with your number 11 tools that you can, especially if you're using a mallet, you can go to town with those things and move a whole lot of wood at one time. A 10, you know, I use some number 10s, 9s. They're okay if I can't. And the number 11, and the other thing about number 11s, now this is a Swiss made. A number 11 in Swiss made tools is just a little bit more. Let me start with other tools. Other tools, you know, a number 10 is a half circle. So you'd start right there. And then it brings the edge up. But a number 11 in Swiss made is just a little bit small. It's the same width across here, but the bottom comes in a little bit more. Not enough to be a soft V, but just enough to make this right here a perfect match for it. There's there's just a little golden area there where it sharpens. And I do all my sharpening for these big things on a wheel anymore. I mean, I can use a stone, but I prefer not to. And by the time I get that sharpened around there, that curve is pretty much perfect for me. Is that what you were asking about? What I was?
yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to talk about. Thanks.
Yeah, it's very helpful. You should try. If you haven't ever done it, you get some old tool you don't love and try it. I don't want anybody to, because there are people, unbelievably, that don't like everything I do or all the ways I carve. I know it's hard to understand, but there it is. So works, but it works for me. I can only show you what works for me. And it makes eye sockets a breeze and lips. I'll just tell you that.
You accomplish that bevel on a stone, or do you use a wheel, or what do you do?
Usually a wheel. I hold the gouge like, where did I just lay it? I had it in my hand right here. Okay, so I will have it on the wheel turning away from me, and I hold it like this and roll it back and forth while it's grinding. The wheel is turning up. And if you use a wheel that's not turning up, you do have to be careful and hold it. It's much harder to see what you're doing on a down, I get that where you see it, on a down facing thing, wheel. But I just hold my hands in there and just turn it and turn it. And as I get to each side, Just slightly hold that corner and come back and slightly hold. You might burn a little bit, but you want it off there anyway. This is not a, I mean, they're expensive. This is a very expensive tool. But once in a while, you have to buy something to deduct anyhow, right? So, and think how great you feel when you get a new gouge. So if you've burned a little blade off, you can reward yourself.